Good day, gentle people! It's your favorite Mr. 482. Welcome back to my channel. Last week I did a couple of live streams and I understand that is not for everyone. But I also tried to do some live debunking with guests. I want to welcome the latest YouTube members, Second Best Bob and Dora and Koo. Thank you very much for your support. If you want to support this channel as well, click the join button below or head over to Patreon. The link is in the description.
I have no clue what's going to happen. I'm sure it will be hilarious.
Yeah, let's go.
It's ridiculous how obvious it is to turn this globe over and highlight people online.
Well, let's see
This
anything.
FE peer review claims to be a scientific channel that follows the scientific method. I asked him 2 weeks ago to address my claims to multiple reality, tested and verified by all, and of course the fact proves the globe's impossible. Rather than show some honesty or show the scientific method or peer review my claims, he's made 5 videos about other subjects, all irrelevant propaganda driven nonsense, and been running his mouth off in the comment section.
I think we can all agree that Adam is not happy at all. He's not at peace.
You could sort of hear it in my early videos. There's a bit of sting in the voice. It's fair to say I was pissed off. I'm very much at peace with it now.
About people like myself. Obviously an automated defense mechanism, pantomime style, ego driven response. These people can't even be honest with themselves. Instead of address that, goes on the attack with straw man misrepresentations, irrelevant tosh, and talking crap in comment section.
Well, that is somewhat of a stretch for him to say such a stuff, right? I mean, who is giving the touch usually? That is him.
Projection all over the place, yes.
Projection all over the place indeed.
Here he is here, the flat earth entertainment, the gift that keeps on giving. I've come in. How's that peer review coming along? Just trolls? Is that you running away then? Trolls? Pathetic, mate. Absolutely pathetic. You've got a channel here that claims to be of the scientific method, the peer review, and yet I've just exposed it with my claims that can be tested and verified by all. And as a result, of course, proves the globe's impossible.
Has anyone ever seen something that you could be tested by him?
Negative.
Yeah, I mean, he had some stuff about a pendulum. We have seen it being done by Wolfie, for example. So that was a testable thing that didn't quite prove his point. But he always keeps claiming that it's scientifically impossible, but he never gives any science.
Once he claimed that tower cranes are leaning backwards slightly. Well, that is testable.
Yeah,
and
that
also
is
very much not true.
Well, they are, if they are not loaded, they can bend slightly backward because of the counter rate. But there is a limit that I found that I had in one of my videos of a maximum amount of 2.5 inches per 10 meters, I think, that it could lean over. That's the reason why you cannot shock load it, that he said. That is also very true, but it is not built out of plum. And that is something he claimed indeed.
No.
So those are two different things. But once the tower crane gets loaded, you can actually see it swing a little bit to the other side where the load is.
Yeah.
So in a way, he is somewhat right, but very wrong in the way that he expressed it.
Yeah,
His job is...
the designed load path on one of those crane towers is straight down the middle.
Yeah, absolutely.
Just like it was in my song. It was like, his job is swinging in his crane. He's got trouble with his brain. I'll leave it there.
That was in tune, unlike anything I sing.
Oh, well, from the Copacabana. I redid the Copacabana song as a Leo the Flurfer song.
There's so many songs, I haven't seen them all.
He's a COVID denier. His BS production's on fire. Oh, you get the idea.
That's
and
pretty
that was
good.
a live performance by the Snark. Very nice. Yeah. With the leaning tower cranes, he also tried to back it up by putting one next to a photograph of one next to a building, where we have no way of verification that the building is actually straight up. It might be less white at the top. We don't know from just one picture.
By the way, I've just formulated the catch line for this when it's finished. This video.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good.
An
Looking forward to
education and a floor show.
Okay, let's continue with.
This channel has just proven that. He's also exposed himself as well by not being honest. Can't even be honest with himself. Has to make other videos to make his own delusions and make him feel better about his own delusions and no doubt his own dishonesty.
That-
And of course, because of that, because he's been highlighted and exposed, like I said, he's been running his mouth off. Bear with me. Now he's been totally exposed as a fake channel. But here he is. Flat Earthers love demanding globe proofs. No, I stand by the things that are simply true, the results of which prove the globe's impossible.
In this case, every peer review says something. Flat Earthers love demanding globe proof, which is generally true, but Adam takes it personally. Is this? Does anyone know if this comment section is under his video? Because he usually doesn't allow comments anyway. So where did he get these comments from?
Can anybody suggest in the chat why Adam disables comments on his videos? I'm just curious what your opinions are.
Well, because he wants an echo chamber. In my case, he decided to ban me the moment I talked about GPS, and that GPS doesn't send anything back to the satellites. That was apparently not appreciated, and he banned me at that moment.
Flat Earthers see the equivalence of "it makes no sense" and "I do not understand." We have to teach them the difference.
Okay, I want this on screen for now. Come on, Adam, debate Mr. Sensible. That is a
He
thing.
has a phobia, and that is Mr. Sensible. He's reprehensible. Yeah.
So I don't need to demand any kind of proof. I know the globe's impossible. Otherwise, proof would have been cited 7-8 years ago.
We do that every week. Lots of proof. Or evidence. Let's say evidence.
I think we got the proof 2,500 years ago.
Yes.
Yeah, that as well. But maybe he has a bad memory, so we repeat it every week, every day, even. So, yeah, good man. I'm not sure what he's talking about, but there's loads of proof that he can look up all for himself. But of course he goes, nuh-uh.
You've also proved the globe's scientifically impossible with your propaganda videos and the fact you didn't address my claims. You're here talking about maps. Bring up resembling a viable map. Well, that would require full exploration, which I even mentioned in my video, which just makes you look even more dishonest. So you're at it, Flat Earth peer review. And this is how desperate it's got now.
Is he denying that the surface of the Earth has been mapped?
Well, he seems to say that not everything has been explored. And if he's talking about the ocean floor, he might be right, but I don't think he means that. Because the ocean you could just map as a big blue ball of water, flat of water.
Well, I invite Leo heartily to explore the bottom of the ocean.
Mm-hmm.
Is that without a submarine?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, but Dora says correctly, he cannot find Namibia on the map indeed. But to be fair, in that one video, I failed to do that as well. That was my mistake. But I didn't even...
I can tell you why Namibia has a shore.
And this is how desperate it's got now.
Yes,
your
Nora.
pals, your colleagues are so desperate that they can't refute my claims, and that my channel destroys the globe for fun, bashes space for fun, because you've got no answer to come back with any demonstrable science, and the fact that when you do address stuff, space pantomime, it just makes you look silly, because you should have really cited real-world demonstrable science, rather than ending up trying to defend ridiculous space pantomime performances.
Okay, what he says there is just ridiculous. When I started doing the real debunking stuff, I started with Level Earth Observer, because he is low-hanging. I was just getting into it. I started actually off with Karen's, but let's skip that part. I don't want to talk about it anymore. And I almost did every video that Leo brought out. I made a reply on. It is so very simple to debunk or to point out where he is wrong. And he says we cannot do that, or we have not done that. Sorry, Adam, every one of your videos has been debunked multiple times over because you re-upload them. That's how stupid you are. Sorry, continue.
So it's got so bad for this globe community now that they're having to lie about me and say that I don't even believe the things I say. So what they're actually saying is, I don't believe every single demonstration that can be tested and verified by every single person on this earth. Large standing bodies of water, air pressure systems next to vacuum, of course, pendulums and tower cranes.
And all of those are misunderstood by him. And
Yeah.
explained to him multiple times. Not in the least by Mr. Sensible. Sometimes by me.
And Wally.
Wally, Wolfie has done stuff. Absolutely.
There was a time when Wally responded to every one of Leo's videos, and they were all hilarious.
Yeah. Yeah, Wally is one of the people I learned it from a little bit. Just by watching, not with interacting, because I started all off by myself, and Wally came helping me out later. But I started off by watching people like Wally, indeed.
We should make sure that Leo never tries to replicate the pendulum procession with a tower crane. That would not end well.
Well, his boss would tell him off, probably. What the hell are you doing? Well.
I mean, the thing is, tower crane drivers have so much time sitting high up in the air, all alone, going slowly crazy and coming up with deluded ideas. Leo just seems to be the worst of them, and is happy to broadcast it to the rest.
They're now claiming, this is the logic, this is how deluded these individuals are online who defend a globe which of course is scientifically impossible. They now deny a man who stands by the things that can be tested and verified by every single person on this earth, themselves included, and now claim that I don't believe those tests that I stand by, that can be tested and verified by all. Talk about fucking insane.
But anyway, like I said, I'm at peace with it now.
And that was the point that I decided to do this video. Every time he curses, I put in the clip.
But I'm at peace with it now.
Can you not see how ridiculous and insane this globe is and the individuals online that represent it? They now have to lie about someone's claims that can be scientifically tested by everyone, and then claim I don't believe that. But yet that's the thing I've stood by for 7-8 years.
What a waste of 7-8 years.
These
7
people
or
are
8
so desperate and so lost. The globe, I'm afraid, is ridiculous. It got crushed long time ago. It never was a reality. It was just something in the imagination that got crushed once people started to take note, pay attention, and actually address this globe earth theory nonsense. And it quickly became apparent it's quite frankly ridiculous. And of course, all these years later, we got channels like FE Peer Review pretending to be one of the scientific method when they're clearly just at it. And then you've got other people representing the globe now having to lie about people like myself just to justify to themselves the fact that their delusions get crushed by me daily. So rather than accept that, they have to now accuse me of denying what I stand by, which can be tested and verified by all. These people are just fucking insane.
But I'm at peace with it now.
That was the first time I decided to take on a Leo video live. But because there's a lack of claims, there's not much debunking going on. So I decided on another video in the next stream.
Shall we have a little recap of some of those magical moments of Victor in space?
Where you can hear from the voice that he's going totally apeshit.
Seeing as you're such a fan, Tom. Shall we? Why not? Let's have a look. And what better place to start than have Victor absolutely wreck the International Space Station and its reputation with a camera. As we see Victor give the game away here, showing that the ISS...
I did not search for the original video, but knowing Leo, it is not a fake. He is probably able to find. I did not look into it, how this happens, or what actually happens on screen, but it's probably one of those compression issues again, as usual. He will point it out in a bit more detail.
Nothing but an augmented space pantomime charade.
Hello, Future Mr. 42 here. As I said in the stream, I did not look into it at that moment, but the community helped me out and provided me with a video and even with a timestamp. Here it is in better quality. Since the arm not holding the camera is at an angle with the shoulder far through the hatch and the hand already releasing the grab bar, The other arm would have been freakishly long to have the camera still behind the bar. This is a digital artifact.
There's obviously got some problems. And plus the signal has to, as he said, come back down from the ISS through atmosphere and all sorts of things. I mean, you're going to lose something somewhere along the way.
Yeah, and then it gets uploaded to YouTube, and YouTube does another compression algorithm on it.
People get just how much problem I have with a shitty internet connection.
Let's continue the video.
Seemingly cut through steel bars here. Obviously it's not doing that. Obviously this is an effect of some augmented meltdown failure here.
Oh yeah, he says augmented correctly now. He learned something at least.
And of course the whole space industry, just with this one shot, it's only going to get worse.
We interrupt this program for a non-commercial break.
I'm Lokifish Mars, and I have the fastest, easiest, and most effective way to put every globetard in their place forever, the sextant. The sextant has been used for centuries to navigate the world and measures angles with amazing accuracy. Using modern cost-saving methods, I am offering a working sextant to the Flat Earth community for free. This amazing tool is so small it can even fit in the palm of your hand. It's so accurate, it's been used to get within 1.2 nautical miles of one's actual location. All you have to do is contact Lokifish Mars at Outlook.com today to start smashing that ball-tard spinning space bear into pear sauce seasoned with globetard tears.
Terms and conditions. This is a real offer and is in no way an attempt to dox flat earthers. There is only one free sextant available at this time, so the first flat earther to agree to the following terms will receive the free sextant. 1. Agree to silo location fix. 2. Agree to plot a 180 nautical mile course over water or land. 3. Agree to confirm your accurate location fix and course with a sextant every 60 nautical miles. 4. Agree to do so without using any Earth radius-based navigational tables or calculations. 5. Agree to show that the geometry of the sighted celestial objects consistently matches the geometry for flat Earth at each location. 6. Agree to do live stream or post a video showing you doing the above. 7. Agree to post a video within 30 days of receiving the sextant.
Expose not only these astronauts for being on harnesses, it becomes obvious the way they react to the globe dropping. Of course, proving they're one, not in a weightless environment. 2. The fact the way they react.
For reference, he is showing this clip in the exact same form for at least the third time on his own channel. Maybe more, but at least 3 times that I know of.
They're obviously on harnesses. And 3, who better than Mark Vanden High, far left, than to show us they're on harnesses by trying to save the day here. And of course, in doing so, reaches the limit of his harness. And only makes it worse. And of course, as a result of all these fails, we get, like I said, in my opinion, one of the best ever before and after space comparison shots. So let's have a look. So much to see here, so much on offer, all of it damning and all of it great fun.
So can you see hurricanes from space? Yes, you can. In fact, as we've been talking up here, you can see the whole hurricane, and that's pretty neat to be able to see it. You can see the eye and how it's forming. But one of the things that's interesting about up here, when you see that whole hurricane, you're pretty amazed and you start taking pictures and all of that of it. But
oh my god, he dropped the ball.
then you forget that there are people in danger down on Earth with the hurricane.
Now, if that wasn't bad enough, the ball dropping, them exposing themselves as being on harnesses, the before and after shots are absolute classics. Bear with me. So look at the faces. This is before it all goes wrong.
This is absolutely true. They do look like this after it happens. But I think for every moving picture that you take in the world, you can find a happy, well, not for everything of course, but you can take 2 different moments, make a single frame, and they will look totally different. Happy and sad, sometimes within a second, without anything happening. It is just the way people express themselves. And he picks out 2 different ones where they all seem to have the same expression. This is cherry picking. It's unbelievable. Lokifish, what do you think?
Yeah. I mean, you can go through any video with people in it and pause, at random moments and get dirt pictures and stuff like that. Yeah. It's so easy.
I see that happening in my own videos. When I record a little clip, I put it in my editor, I scroll to it, and sometimes I land on a face that I make just because I'm talking at that moment. It is laughable.
Yep.
For people in the chat, yes, I leave those in. You can look for them.
After.
If you were to remove every picture that
Before-
made you look stupid, you wouldn't ever appear in your own videos.
Exactly. Exactly. Yeah.
No, stupid,
never-
stupid.
Yeah, but I never do reshot of myself for such a face while I'm talking or something. That is not something that happens.
Or Victor's $1 million smile. After. Before.
I'm not sure what happened before. He might even have told a joke. I don't really know. This was during an interview, by the way. The questions are coming from some, I think, teenagers and children on the ground, obviously, and they just answer him from remote.
After. You couldn't make it any more obvious if you tried.
It is indeed very obvious that you're a wonder at cherry picking.
Dear oh dear.
Talk about scraping some of the barrel for nonsense.
And now the debunk. In the stream, I do it after the complete video for technical reasons. But for the video, I will put it in right now.
So can you see hurricanes from space? Yes, you can. In fact, as we've been talking up here, you can see the whole hurricane, and that's pretty neat to be able to see it. You can see the eye and how it's forming. But one of the things that's interesting about up here, when you see that whole hurricane, you're pretty amazed and you start taking pictures and all of that of it, but then you forget that there are people in danger down on Earth with the hurricanes and all that. So sometimes it's easy to lose perspective up here of what's actually happening down on the Earth. So when we see those hurricanes, we have to remind just how dangerous it is for everybody on the ground.
And then repeat the same lie over and over again. Like I said, this is at least the third time that he has this on his channel.
And in this last clip, we get to see Victor and Dr. Kate Rubins expose the International Space Station. As Dr. Kate
Oh, this part I have not prepared. I'm not sure what's going to happen right now.
Rubins here has a bit of a problem with the lead of her microphone cable, as it gets hitched up in seemingly nothing, as we're about to see. We join the action as she desperately tries to unhitch it, as she's become aware that it's actually hooked partly around one of her harness attachments. We know they phase out the harness attachments using special effects, but of course they can't phase out Dr. Kate's boo-boo with the microphone cable. And of course, because of this mess up and this expose by Dr. Kate, and of course we got Victor here as well starring in this silly charade, we also get to see Victor's $1 million smile again reduced to nothing. So let's have a look.
Let's have a look.
Dr. Kate desperately trying to unhook. Look now, the cable is attached to seemingly nothing. She knows it. Quick, get it off.
Sorry, what is he on about?
It's been snagged onto the harness.
It was stuck behind her ear.
Finally, she gets it off.
Did you see that, Loki? What was he on about?
What? Nobody's ever gotten something stuck in their hair before?
Yeah, or behind the ear. Let me go back a little bit, because I kind of missed it.
And of course, we got Victor here as well starring in this silly charade. We also get to see Victor's $1 million smile again reduced to nothing. So let's have a look. Dr. Kate desperately trying to unhook. Look now, the cable is attached to seemingly nothing. She knows it. Quick, get it off. It's been snagged onto the harness. Finally, she gets it off. And now we get to see the realization of two clowns who've exposed themselves. And of course, $1 million space pantomime smile reduced to zero.
I'm kind of speechless for not seeing what he means. I mean,
I'm looking at it and I'm seeing what is either a cable junction, like an extension, or a ferrite core in the cable.
Yeah.
And then just getting snagged on her hair.
Yeah, and what Liam Wakefield says, momentum confuses the Yellow Earth Observer, he says, but momentum is a thing, absolutely. That is something that did happen in that clip. Does he go on? Check it one more time. Huh. And this is indeed a thing that I was thinking, Liam. It was snagging a cable and then passed through itself. If it would be a harness, so not sure what logic Adam is trying to apply there.
$1 million space pantomime smile reduced to 0.
If you have missed the live streams but still wanted to see some debunking, this was it. I hope you enjoyed it. Please like and subscribe if you haven't done so already. In the description you'll find links to my Discord server and Twitter feeds. This has been Mr. 42, out. Don't panic.